I like to ride bikes, you like to ride bikes. Let's get bikes to ride. My name is Adam Sklar, and I build around 40 bikes a year by hand. They're all super high-end bikes, custom built to order.
My name is Shabazz Stewart. I am the founder and CEO of Uni, and we're trying to build bike parking infrastructure on scale in cities. We're a black and brown owned company from Brooklyn. This is for, of, and by the community.
My brand, it's really based on what I do, and that's always been cycling as a lifestyle. I went to college for mechanical engineering and started building bikes for fun, and before long my friends wanted them and their friends, and I got really obsessed with it and started the business just to fund my habit of building bikes. It was a transition going from being obsessed with actually fabricating and building bikes to being a professional where it turns out my job is mostly to deal with clients and communicate with them and running a business, doing marketing, keeping books, and it turned out that I really liked that stuff as well, which is why I think it grew, because I found that to be a similar sort of design problem to building a bike. There's a ton of time spent going back and forth with my customers. We average about 80 to 100 emails per build, just getting everything dialed in all to their liking. After the customer and I decide what bike they're gonna get, I order all the materials, I bend the tubes, I cut them to the correct specs, and then I put them in my fixture where it all gets welded together, and then there's a bunch of finish work to do before it gets painted, and then assembled into an actual bike. Serious cyclists, it's a real connection you have with your bike, and so getting to talk to the person who builds it makes it even more meaningful for them.
Uni is a wholesale attempt to rethink bicycle and scooter infrastructure in cities when it comes to parking and storage. 1 out of every 4 households in New York City has experienced bike theft. It is the most salient barrier to using a bike or scooter in urban areas today. And after having my bicycle stolen 3 times in 5 years, I thought, what if we solve this problem for good? Our motley crew of folks at Uni, we like to think of ourselves as public servants in exile. The truth is that government simply doesn't build infrastructure on scale anymore. In fact, we tried to start Uni working under the auspices of the city of New York. And they basically said, sorry, honey, we're out of money, go figure it out, and we got your back when you do. Who would believe this is a year and a half old, huh? It looks like it did on day 1. When we started the company, folks said to us, you ought to charge people a lot of money to use this, because that's how you establish a foundation of revenue. And that always struck me as bizarre, because ain't no one in Crown Heights paying 20 bucks a month to park their bike. So we worked really hard to develop a business model that took all of the economic burdens off of the user and placed them on literally the exterior of the asset, so that everyone can have access to the service. That's actually part of our underlying ethos, that something that's effective, something that's egalitarian, is something that's good for business.
We've got a little bit of spatial constraints with the new busway, but I think just east and west of the square, I think there's a better opportunity where we might be able to fit something.
Okay.
A 10 bike pod is about this size.
Okay. You want to do as many as possible.
I'd love to hear about bike infrastructure becoming more prevalent in cities. Anything that makes it more approachable to more people. When COVID hit, people found out that bikes are a really fun way to go get some exercise and explore around where you live. We're all hopeful that these people getting into bikes are going to become lifelong cyclists, and anything that gets people out of cars is good.
Since the pandemic, we've seen a subtle reimagination of what cities could be like. If people can change culture over the course of a few months, then it's not impossible to believe that we can have a new class of streetscape infrastructure like Uni. I think that the real business opportunities of the 21st century are in doing good work, are in fighting climate change, are in fighting for space-efficient, livable cities. That's where the value is.